I come up with some pretty stupid ideas. But this one might be one of the silliest that I've come up with recently. I want to make a one wide base. I want to make a whole base that is only 1 block wide, and I'm going to try my best to fill it to the brim with redstone contraptions as well. This is going to be weird. So let's quickly run through what I personally think constitutes a base. So we definitely need some form of bed. We need a storage system. We need a furnace system. I'm guessing some form of super smelter would be absolutely ideal. We need anvils. We need some way to create equipment. Maybe an enchanting setup. Potentially potion brewing. I mean, that's quite a lot to fit in a one wide area. I guess let's just get started and see what happens. Now, I feel like I should mention before everyone shouts at me down in the comment section, although the actual base itself is going to be 1 block wide, obviously that would mean it has no walls. Okay, and that's a bit of a pointless base. So I'm going to encase it in glass, and it's essentially going to be like an ant farm. You know, you can look through it, and you'll be able to see where I'm at in the base. First things first, I thought it'd be interesting to actually try and build up a little piston door, and that actually works far better than I expected it to. That's actually pretty good. So I've added a backside to it, so now we can actually get out of our house as well if we want to, which is great. And now I'm going to start working on the storage system, and I'm thinking, alright, because obviously with a storage system, we're going to have a line of chests, but then the problem with a one wide base is that we can't actually get round the chests. So I think we might actually have to have like a storage system where you basically jump your way over into the next segment and you kind of make your way through like that. These problems that I'm having to solve are incredibly unique. They're not exactly difficult redstone problems, it's just how we actually operate in a one wide 2D space. You know, I should probably be taking tips from people who play Terraria. That definitely feels like that's the wrong way to say that game. I tried recording that clip about 8 times, and I never got it right, so I'm just going to stick with Minecraft, I think. This build is already taking shape, it's already looking really cool, and I must admit I was a little bit skeptical as to whether or not I would like having to jump over my storage system, but now I want to have to jump over my storage system in every single base that I build, because it's so much fun. So I would say 3 layers of chests is more than enough for me. I've kind of got all of my areas sorted out. So for example, we've got the valuables chest, we've got a redstone chest, I've got 2 dirt chests, 2 stone chests, I've got 2 useful bits chests, a little bit of food, rockets, glass, all that sort of thing. So now I'm going to move on to the next phase, which is going to be off in this direction. So I guess I can start building up over here, and then also I could probably build up in this area here above our storage system as well. The stupid redstone engineer in me sees this as dead space and I want to fill it somehow, but I walk through that area. So it's not dead space, but I want to put something there, but I feel like I might not be able to put something there. But I found something to put there, and it makes my life so much easier when it comes to transitioning between all of the chests and maybe even going up this ladder at the end. And that is water little things. These little water things right here. I can just pop up in the slime blocks, fire myself up into the ceiling, and stay up there. Okay, with that, I would say we're done with our first story. Now it's time to start working on the second story of our base. And I think at the start of the video, when I was listing off all the things that you need in your base, I forgot one essential thing that has to be in every single base that I build, and that is an armor equipping station. Now I must admit, it's a tiny bit difficult to navigate to, because I have to pop up onto this level, then I have to pop up into here, and then drop down, and if I just hit this button, we are now kitted out. And yes, before you say it down in the comment section, I did forget about netherite armor. I'm an old school Minecraft player. I still sometimes think of diamond as being the best. But with that section completed, we now move off into this section over here. And I'm thinking this is perfect for our super smelter because we've got a nice flat area and we have plenty of space. The only question is, how on earth do I make a super smelter in a one wide space? I mean, the obvious answer to me is going to be hopper mine carts, hopefully distributing items correctly. I mean, that's really the only way I can see this working. So we've got 7 furnaces, a minecart rail up at the top, and then this also has to be a minecart rail, and I guess the input for items has to go actually quite high up, because it's got to go down into there. Then we need to have a solid block here that the hopper minecart can launch off of, and then we need to have a way to keep this minecart. We need to have a way to pause this minecart so it can load up with items. Might be a little bit more challenging than I was expecting, but I still don't think it's impossible. It could also be a lot easier than I'm expecting, depending on how many items this hopper minecart picks up from the chest, because I know it picks them up incredibly quickly. So let's see. So we're getting 2s. Well, that... Oh no, the one at the end. I mean, it does make sense that the one at the end gets more. I wonder if we get rid of this slope and instead have it be flat. No, that's definitely even slower. Alright, I guess if we just extend it out a little bit more, though, we could be onto a winner. Let's give it another whirl. So 64 goes in. We are getting ones all the way across. What? Now this is getting less. Wait. That one's getting more? Now I'm just confused. All of them got 9, apart from the second to last one, which got 15. That baffles me. I think it has something to do with the bouncing back and forth, so I'm going to have to get creative here, and I'm going to have to create, like, a loop. Now, I'm holding out hope that this thing activates the tripwire. It does not. It does not. Ooh, but there is... That was the sound of 5 different options coming to my head, then me realizing that none of them are going to work. But maybe we can do it without slime blocks? I mean, this... I mean... It works, but in a very Minecrafty way. As in, it looks totally broken. But as the old saying goes, if it looks broken, don't fix it, because this is Minecraft and it probably means that it actually works. And that 100% holds true for this redstone contraption, because the items are being distributedly, completely, evenly. I think I added an extra "ly" in there accidentally. Distributedly? I've been playing far too much Minecraft today, alright? Whatever the words are, our super smelter now functions, so we have created a one-wide super smelter in our one-wide base, and that makes me incredibly, incredibly happy. Now, obviously, our next floor is going to go up at the top here, but there is this little slot that has space for something, and it feels like something should go here, but I can't think what. I mean, maybe we could just put useful things, like maybe an ender chest, and a few other bits that we commonly access. I don't know about you, but that felt a little bit pants. So instead, I've decided to go for a little brewing station. So if I just chuck some blaze powder into this thing, that's now all fueled up. And if I hit this button right here, we should see that we have got the nether wart flowing in, and then we have some sugar flowing in. Now, it's not a particularly complicated brewing station, because of course I don't have much space to play with, but it allows us to get a potion of swiftness really easily with just a press of a button. And obviously I can grab the items from the brewing stand either from above, doing some very, very accurate right-clicking, or I have access to the brewing stand from down below. Excellent news. That is something that I didn't expect to fit into this build, and we've managed to pull it off. This spot up here is a little bit of an awkward one, but I think I've come up with something. I kind of want to create an anvil replacement station. So you have the anvil there. When it eventually breaks, we hit a button and we get ourselves a new one. The only issue is, where do I fit the redstone for that? We're starting to get very, very tight on space in this area. And after a lot of head scratching, I decided that this works just as well. I mean, when the anvil runs out, it kind of replaces itself regardless. I don't need a piston to push an anvil, they fall anyway. I'm sorry to anyone who absolutely loves anvil replacement systems, but they're kind of a little bit redundant. Anyway, I'm now working on this final slice right here up at the top, and originally I thought it would be good to have some form of farm, but now I've realised that the concept kind of doesn't work that well. I was going to have one of those back and forth carrots and potatoes farms, but I'd have to crawl in the space and it would just be... it'd be quite slow. So I've made a slight modification, and I'm going to get rid of the auto harvesting, and instead that's going to be done manually, but weirdly enough that will actually make the whole thing faster, at least in this setup. You know, I'm working with what I've got here, alright, and I don't have much. Let's have a look then. So my inventory is loaded up with spuds. If I just right click across and then break all of these potatoes, they are all then being picked up. This is actually not that slow. This is... I'm sure if you got a rhythm going on this, you could do pretty well. You could do really, really well. I mean, look, just from doing that, I got 50 potatoes. I doubled the number of potatoes that I have. That's ridiculous. And with the addition of this all guy right here, I would say our one wide base is now all completed. We have got every essential required to actually exist in Minecraft within a one wide space. And it looks absolutely hilarious, I have to say. I mean, is it the most practical base in the world? Probably not. You know, it's a little bit of a tricky one to navigate. There's a lot of things that you have to do to get around, and you're going to have to get used to kind of jumping around and landing on slime block launchers and things, but you can navigate it, and you can use all of the things. You can get kitted out with stuff, and you can bounce about, and you can get farming, and you can do everything that you can do in a regular Minecraft base. You just have to... you have to navigate it a little bit. You have to be smart with where you're going. I think we can all agree that this is a stupid idea executed really, really well. Like, I can't see myself doing this any better. I'm very proud of myself. I think this might be the best one-wide base that's ever existed in Minecraft. I'm sure someone's going to prove me wrong at some point in time. But anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya. I gotta say, as far as redstone videos go, first off, this was a really fun one to record, but also it involved some of the strangest problem solving I've had to do. You know, every redstone video and every Hermitcraft episode, I have to do a bunch of problem solving to make things work, because that's what Minecraft creation is all about. But these problems were strange problems. The one wide problems are weird problems to have to solve.